Alright, so it is about noon. It's May 6th, and it's a solid 55 degrees-ish. Got some nice sun. Me and Hayden have some time to come and hit this spot. We're up on the hogback of the mountains, and we're just hoping to see if we can find any snakes. Main target, milk snakes, but anything is really welcome. Just we want to find some snakes and see if we can get the season going, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so only a solid 5 to 10 minutes out here, and Hayden just flipped this guy. This is a nice looking plains garter snake. Always a good sign to flip any snake when you're out looking for them, but this is a pretty good looking guy. He has a lot of solid black patterning, nice yellow stripe, but we'll just let this guy go here in a second after we get a few voucher photos. Alright, so we're now gonna let this guy go. Didn't flip him under this rock. So that's good news that we already found one 5 minutes in. So hopefully we can start adding to that. Alright, Hayden just flipped 2 more snakes. It looks like we got 2 line snakes right here. These are our first ones of the year. At least for last year, we're finding snakes on the hogback. The line snakes were often found where we found the few milk snakes. So who knows, maybe it's never a bad sign, that's for sure. But 2 line snakes, first ones of the year. Alright, well, one of them's kind of holding still. But we're just going to let these guys go here in a second. I think Hayden will snap a few shots, and then we'll release them right back under this rock. But snakes 2 and 3, pretty solid pace so far. We'll see if we can keep it up. Alright, so I just flipped this guy. You can see that this is a pretty big line snake, especially when he's kind of flattening himself out there to look bigger. But it's probably the biggest line snake I've found before. So glad we could find another one. Still moving at a pretty good rate here. But I think we're just gonna let this guy go back under his rock. Awesome. Alright, Hayden just flips number 4. Still another decently sized one, not too big, but you can kind of see the tail here. It's a little messed up, probably from just the winter, getting frozen and blisters and stuff. But sweet, another snake to add to the tally. Alright, so Hayden just flipped 3 more line snakes. It's a pretty small one right here, but you can see 3 right there. And then when I came over, there's a couple more rocks, and I flipped them, and we got a big line snake right here, and he's curling up in all sorts of, he's just pretty defensive, and he's flattening out. I mean, you can see he's just trying to protect himself. But cool. I think that's what, like 9 line snakes or something? 8. 8 line snakes, 1 plains garter. But we're gonna keep on moving here in a bit after we get a few photos. All right, well, it's slowed down a bit, but I just flipped that rock right there and found a plains blackhead snake. So this is the first one of the day. So it's always awesome adding another species to the tally. This one's pretty long as far as the species go, but they never hold still. Always impossible to get pictures of these guys, really. Hayden might try to, so I might not get a release clip just to keep on flipping while he's getting some pictures, but cool to add another snake to the tally, and gonna keep on looking for a little while here. Alright, so me and Hayden are just spending so much time looking at the ground, flipping rocks, that we didn't realize there's just several deer right up there. They don't seem to be bothered by us at all. But I just flipped a rock and found 3 more little tantilla, 3 plains blackhead snakes. These ones have some nice coloration there on the bottom. Hayden's holding the other 2 right here. Uh-oh. Looks like we might have just lost one.
Shoot.
But we still got the bigger one and then one of these babies right here. But you can see the stomachs just look pretty nice. But we're gonna let these guys go. I'm not gonna really try to get pictures, but we'll let them go back under the rock and keep on moving. Alright, so I just flipped this guy, and I was telling Hayden to come over and check it out, and right as I said that, he flipped this other guy right there. But we're not gonna spend too much time with these guys. Looking just like the other one, so I think Hayden flipped his under that one, so we're just gonna set it back under there. crazy how small these snakes get. It's hard to grab them, but surprisingly we haven't had any issues yet. And then I flipped this one right under here, so I'm just gonna let him go back. Oh, flip around, flip around. Okay, looks like he's finally headed back up there. All right, and once again, minutes after, another snake right here. This is a baby yellow-bellied racer. We're probably gonna try to get shots, but since these guys are fast, wanted to get some video in hand before we tried to set it down for photos, because they can get away pretty quick. But Hayden flipped this guy. There's the stomach. This guy's brown is a little bit lighter, but as with racers, as it gets older, it'll lose its patterning and just become a solid greenish yellow. But cool, another snake species to add to the tally. We probably only have like an hour left max until we gotta head back for a track practice, but we've had a fun day so far. There's definitely areas that have certain snake populations, like how we were finding all the line snakes and then kept moving, started finding all the tantilla. But awesome, another snake to add. Gonna take some pictures and then keep on going. All right, well, this guy's posing nicely, just sitting right there. Got a few pics. Oh, and something else cool is Hayden found this antler earlier. But Hayden's gonna snap some pics. I'm just gonna keep on going while he pulls out his camera, and hopefully we can just continue to add to the tally. All right, we got one more line snake right here. We're probably gonna start heading back, but just in a new spot where we can still flip rocks along the way. But I'm gonna set him back underneath this rock, and there he goes. All right, so we got another line snake right here that Hayden just flipped a little bit up the hill, and I was headed up to him, flipped 2 rocks, and I actually flipped 3 of these plains blackhead snakes, but one of them fell out of my fingers, I guess, without me noticing as I was standing there. So I only have 2 now. Hard to get them to move around to get the shots I want, but you can see that nice salmon belly, white/silver siding, and the golden top, plus of course the blackhead. But snakes we've been seeing all day, so we're just gonna let them go. All right, well, probably 30 seconds after, flipped another line snake here. Won't take any time with it, and just set it back under its rock. That one almost got away, but not quite. Somehow we haven't really had any snakes get away, except for I guess ones that we've kind of lost that we already had in our hands, but we're gonna get ready to head out here. All right, another line snake. Just gonna let this guy go. Obviously, as we have been doing with the rest of them, but we have track practice that we gotta head out to, so we're really pretty much just heading back to the car and hitting any good rocks we see along the way. All right, so me and Hayden were out there for about 3 hours, and we think we produced about 20 snakes. Not a ton of variety, but still 4 species total, mostly plains blackhead snakes and line snakes, but it was still fun seeing all those snakes. Glad that spring is finally starting. It's a really good sign. No milk snake, but we'll find one soon for sure. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.